Hello, this is Ami Diamond, and in this episode I'd like to explain one of the applications that I like very much in Microsoft 365 or Office 365, and it's called Planner. Planner is a tool that you can manage tasks within categories, and actually it's a very good tool. So actually, how do we get there? So if we enter from the Office 365 page, we will see it here. If we don't see it, it's a green icon. We can click all apps and then we can find Planner. This is it. So in this page, actually, we will see plans that we have marked as favorite. But if we don't have a plan, then we can create one. When we create a plan, it creates our Office 365 group. That means that behind there's an Outlook account, and there's a calendar, there's a SharePoint site, and other things. We'll be able to see it later. So let's create a new plan totally. We'll give it a name. Let's call it Health Team. We could choose if there's an existing team to assign a plan. If not, it will create actually a new group. We could choose here the privacy. This is very important. By default, it's private. Only the people you add will be part of this. If you choose public, that means the whole organization will be able to access that. That's not recommended. So we will choose private and press create plan. We now have a blank plan. Now let's see what we have here. We have buckets here that are like categories that we could give names. So it could be like milestones or all kinds of things. So to do would be one category. Then we could say budget could be another. We could add several more. We could call it IT and several. Within all of these buckets, we can add tasks. And currently we're in a board. You notice that there's also a chart and schedule. We'll get to that soon. But how do we create a new task? So we click on a task. We'll give it a name. We'll choose a due date. If the date will pass, then we will see it will be in red. We'll try to assign it. So I can assign it to myself. If we add more users, then we can assign it. So actually I see this. Now I will click on it again and I will see the card where I can enter more information. So the first thing is here I can assign more people. I'll show you in a minute how to assign new members. I can choose the buckets. For instance, it's now in to do, but I can say it will be in the budget. I can choose the progress. If it's not started, if it's in progress or completed. We could choose the priority, if it's high, low, or urgent. Let's make it urgent. Start date and end date. We can put a description. Now we could put also a checklist. This I actually call, it's like a sub task, because each one of these can be controlled. So let's call this task 1, task 2, and task 3. If I complete one of those, I can mark it, and then here I see a checklist that says 1 out of 3 have been completed. I can attach a file. The file can come from my computer, from a Teams file, or from a link. Teams files actually is SharePoint. So if I go here, it will direct me to the document library. But it seems that first you need to upload it to the SharePoint site. I'll show you how to do that soon. And in the comments, we could write all kinds of things. And if I press send, it will save it, but not overwrite it. So each time I type something, then it will be saved with a timestamp. Additionally, we have the labels. We have many colors. For each color we can give a name, and when we change it, it affects the whole team. So if I call this South and I used it, any other task I will be able to use it. So we have lots of colors, and this is used later to filter and group. So let's call this IT. Okay. So now we see actually the first task we created. We could choose when we enter what we want to show. In this case, you see automatically it chose to show the card of the checklist. But if we have uploaded a picture or something else, or the description, for instance, then it's either this or that, and you could choose. One additional thing is, you see, if I'm in the checklist and I think this is a big project and I need a separate task, you see I can delete it, or if I press the arrow, it makes a new task name. So let's give it a name that can mean something clearer. Project. Give it a name. And if I click here on the arrow, it takes it out from here and it created a new one, separate one. Now the whole idea is that a task needs to be completed. In order to complete it, you can mark it, and then it goes here to the completed. I can uncheck it, and then it will go back to the status. What we could do in addition is, instead of completing it, we could move it to the next stage or to a different bucket. So for instance, let's say it started in to do, then it needs to go through the budget review, and then IT needs to approve, and at the end it will be task will be completed. Let's create another task. This task 2, due date, press enter, and we see the task 2 has been created. In order to add members, if you have created the site, you can go to members and you can choose some members. So I have a colleague, Alex. Now that I added the task, if I try to add members, then I can add also Alex to be responsible. Notice here there's 3 dots. It's possible to copy a task, to move it, or to copy the link, or to delete. If I click on the 3 dots where I am now, I can assign labels and I can move the task. I could choose where I want to move it. Notice that there's a new possibility that is copy task. I can choose the new name. I can choose the plan. See, there's several plans, so I can copy this task to a different plan altogether. So this is very nice. What we could see also here is actually we can filter. We can group. Currently it's by bucket, but we can view it by tasks that are assigned to people. So you see all of these are assigned to Ami, and this one is to Alex. We can do it according to progress. I can also drag it if I think the task has changed by due date and by label. You see this task is tagged to south. Let's tag this with the red one, and by priority. So this is urgent and these two are medium. Let's move it back to where we were now. So the second tab, the first one is a board, second one is a chart. Here we see actually like a dashboard. We could see the statuses, how many tasks are, what are the statuses, what tasks are on which buckets, and we can see also the priority. See, we have 1 on urgent and 2 in medium. And we can also see the resources. So I have 2 tasks, and for instance, there's unassigned 1. I could, from the right hand side, I can drag it. Actually not here, but it's possible to see it. The third tab actually is the schedule. We can see the schedule on a weekly or monthly view, and actually we could see the tasks here. You see, I think weekly is better. Okay, so we have the board, we have the chart, we have the schedule. We have the ... that gives more additional information. Here we can see the members, or we can manage the members. Let's close that. Let's go back. Okay, so in the files, it's actually going to bring us to the document library, which is in the site. So if I click here, files, it will open the site that was created in the backend. See, here we can upload the documents, and then we can assign them to the tasks. So I can choose a file. For instance, it could be an image, it can be a document. I uploaded. Okay, let's go back. Here we go. In order that we will see it on the first screen, there's a star here. We could click it, and then next time we enter, we will see it. You see, it's now in the favorites. Okay, so I uploaded a file. If I click on the task, now I can go and choose from Teams files, and now I will see the document that I can attach. I can also choose to show this as a card. Let's close this. If we go to the ... there's a possibility to copy the plan. So I could give it a different name and choose which things I want to include and which not. And I can also choose to which team or group. We can export to Excel. Once we export to Excel, we will be able to see a flat file. Well, it's not that really flat, but we will see a list. If Planner is a visual way, so here we see in Excel everything, all of the columns that we updated, then we could see it here. So we can filter and do all of the rest. Okay. We have plan settings. Plan settings. Here you can change the name. It also offers some backgrounds that fit sometimes the text. So we could choose this one. It looks much better. What else can we do? So you see the three tabs. There's the general, there's the groups. Here you can change if it's private or public, and you can define the notifications. By default, you see that send email to group when a task is assigned is not marked, but you can mark it. You can also, there's a link here to the Outlook where you can set your own settings of notifications. By default, you see these two notifications if a task is assigned to me or if it's past the due date. So this affects the whole. What else do we have? There's a possibility to add to Outlook calendar. Yeah. So in general, this is a very nice tool to manage your tasks, and you can manage a project. It's not meant for big projects, but for small projects. There's Microsoft Project that can deal with big. The same thing, you can add actually this task or this planner to Microsoft Teams. But that is something that we will show. What we see here also, notice that we created a new plan. There's a plan hub that shows actually all of the plans that I'm a member, and I can see only my tasks, so it can be only the tasks that are assigned to me from multiple plans. So I hope this is a short overview and it helped you to understand what is Planner. So hope you enjoyed it and have a good day. Goodbye.